Ikoyi Cemetery, Lagos, late afternoon. Rain pounds the green canvas of two umbrellas. Beneath one stands Matthew Dawson, thin, 14, school uniform 2 inches too short. Raindrops streak the glass covering the photograph of his father propped on the coffin lid. Franklin Dawson, 38, smiling in his mechanic's overalls. Matthew's lips quake. He grips that same photo in his left hand, the edges already frayed from nights of being clutched in sleep. Across the open grave, a handful of neighbors mumble hymns. Vivian Dawson, 34, Franklin's widow, keeps dabbing her mascara on eyes, but each time she stares at the coffin her frown hardens rather than softens. Priest, intoning, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. May our brother Franklin rest in perfect peace. The coffin lowers. The pulley squeals. Matthew gasps and nearly steps forward, but a neighbor's gentle arm blocks him. Neighbor, soft, easy, my boy. He's at peace now. Thunder cracks. Matthew shivers. Vivian spins away first, high heels squelching in wet soil. She shouts back without turning. Vivian, Matthew, come. Taxi's waiting. Matthew presses his lips to the photo once. Bye, Dad. Then runs after her, shoes slapping mud. Silent cab ride. Inside a yellow cab veering through Lagos traffic. Matthew sits in the back next to Vivian. She scrolls on her phone. He stares out the window at rain-hammered rooftops. Matthew, timid mom, what happens now? School fees, rent. Are we okay? Vivian's thumbs stop. She exhales long through pursed lips. Vivian, flat-eyed. I'll sort everything. Just trust me. She resumes scrolling. Photos of designer dresses. Matthew notices. His shoulders sink. A WhatsApp pop-up flashes on her screen. How did it go? Edward. Vivian smiles at the phone. Smiles for the first time that day. Candlelight and secrets. One-room apartment. Agigunal night. Generator fumes leak through the window. Boxes of Franklin's tools line the walls. The landlord already asked when rent is due. Matthew stands at the kerosene stove, frying the last 4 plantains. Vivian sets the small plastic table, humming. Matthew, brightening. Remember how Dad used to carve smiley faces in each plantain? So it felt less like a poor man's dinner. Vivian flinches at the word poor. Vivian, forcing a laugh. Well, he had his jokes. Eat fast, I'm going out. Matthew looks up. Out? Where? A knock. Vivian rushes to unlock. Edward Harper, 41, strides in, tailored gray suit, raindrops shining like diamonds on the shoulders. Edward, warm, to Vivian, hope I'm not late. He notices Matthew, nods politely, but his eyes flick away. Vivian, to Matthew, this is my friend, Mr. Harper. We have business. Matthew wipes his oily hands, offers a handshake. Matthew, sir, you're welcome. Edward gives a brief squeeze, then wipes invisible grease on his handkerchief. Edward, to Vivian, sotto voce, thought you said you lived alone. Vivian forces a smile. He's my son. Temporary. Edward arches an eyebrow, but says nothing. Yet. Midnight argument. Same apartment, 2 hours later. Matthew curls on his thin mattress behind a curtain partition. The front room glows dimly. Edward and Vivian speak in hushed tones that carry. Edward, Viv, you know my terms. I'm ready for marriage, but not someone else's baggage. Vivian snaps he's not baggage. He's my child. Edward, frankly, you can't afford him, and neither can I. You want a future? Ikoyi duplex, island club membership, real comfort? Then choose comfort. The boy is nearly a man. He'll survive. Matthew's heart thrums. He bites the sheet to stop a sob. Vivian, voice cracking, but he's only 14. Edward, softening exactly. Young enough to stand on his own soon. Give him money for boarding school in the village, whatever. Just not under my roof. A long silence. Rain ticks on the iron window frame. Edward, gentle Vivian, I love you. Let's build something without past shadows. A chair scoots, footsteps toward the door. Edward, lower, think about it. I'll call tomorrow. Door clicks shut. Vivian exhales like a deflating tire. Behind the curtain, Matthew finally lets silent tears fall. An ordinary morning, an extraordinary decision. Next dawn, cocks crow outside. Matthew dresses for school, tightening his one good belt another notch because he's grown again. Vivian emerges from the bathroom in a crisp, wine-red dress Matthew has never seen. Expensive. Matthew, softly, "Mum, we're still okay, right?" She meets his eyes, then glances away. Vivian, fidgeting, "I've thought hard. Your uncle in Benin can take you. You'll finish secondary school there." Matthew stiffens. "Uncle Teo, we haven't spoken in years." Vivian, brisk, "He owed your father. He'll help." She picks up 2 travel bags beside the door. Matthew looks around. Some of his clothes are missing. Matthew, "Mum, what is happening?" Vivian's phone buzzes. "Edward calling." She declines, pockets it, sighs. Vivian, avoiding, "Get ready. We're catching the morning bus." The motor park of goodbyes. Gibbowa Motor Park, mid-morning. Buses honk. Hawkers weave through luggage piles, selling gala sausage rolls and chilled water. Vivian holds a single ticket. Matthew clutches his backpack and father's photo, eyes wide amidst the chaos. A porter tosses Matthew's small bag onto a crowded interstate bus heading Benin City. The driver yells, "Last 2 seats." Vivian leads Matthew aside behind a kiosk. Vivian, rushed, "Listen, the fare is paid. Uncle Teo will meet you at the terminal." This, she presses 10,000 Nigerian nairas into his palm, "should cover your needs." Matthew stares at the crumpled notes. "You're not coming?" Vivian's lipstick trembles. "I have commitments." She touches his cheek, already searching the crowd. Matthew, voice breaking, "Mom, please. Don't leave me. I'll behave around Mr. Harper, I promise." Vivian, whispers fiercely, "This is for the best. One day you'll understand." A bus horn blares. The driver waves boarding passengers. Vivian hugs Matthew quick, almost guilty, then pushes him gently toward the bus gate. Matthew, desperate, "I'm your son." People stare. Vivian cannot bear their eyes. She turns, heels clicking away. Matthew tries to follow, but 2 conductors block him. Conductor 1, "Oga, you day go, or you no day go?" Matthew, panicked, "Wait, my mum." Conductor 2, impatient, "Enter, a beg. We no get all day." He shoves Matthew's ticket into his shirt pocket, guides him toward the door. Matthew twists around, sees Vivian halfway across the park climbing into Edward's black Mercedes. Edward drapes an arm over her shoulders. Her face is hidden in his chest. The car door shuts. The Mercedes pulls off smoothly, leaving muddy spray. Matthew's knees weaken. The conductors haul him aboard like luggage. Through smeared bus glass, Matthew watches the taillights vanish into Lagos traffic. The moment Mother Love turned its back. Flight from a bus. 20 minutes later, still inside Gibbowa, but on the move. The bus rumbles along, heading for the highway. Passengers settle. Gospel music plays from overhead speakers. Matthew sits by a window, fist balled, chest heaving. He remembers Franklin's words after a long day at the workshop. "A real man never begs to be loved, son. He earns respect, starting with respecting himself." Matthew's eyes harden. He yanks the overhead latch, shoves the window open, and hurls himself out as the bus slows for traffic. Shouts. Brakes squeal. He lands painfully on dusty pavement, scrapes his elbow, but scrambles up before conductors can chase him. He will not go to Benin. He will not be someone else's problem. Matthew bolts into a maze of stalls, blending with hawkers. Sweat mixes with blood from his elbow, but a new fire burns in his stomach, a stubborn, angry fire. First night alone. Under Eco Bridge, midnight. Traffic hums overhead like a distant ocean. A cluster of street boys huddle around a small charcoal stove, roasting corn. Matthew sits at the edge, hugging his knees. A lanky 17-year-old, Samson, eyes him. Samson, new face. "What's your name?" "Matthew, Horse Matthew." Samson grins. "Welcome to Bridge City, Matthew. Rule number 1, guard your slippers. Thieves here even steal dreams." The boys laugh. Matthew forces a smile, though tears blur the faces. He lays on cardboard, clutching Franklin's photo inside his shirt. Above, neon lights paint the underside of the bridge electric blue. Trucks roar past. Every vibration feels like the pulse of a giant, uncaring city. Matthew whispered to Photo Dad. I don't know how, but I'll make it. For you. For me. A warm breeze flutters the torn edges of the photo like a father's consoling hand. Matthew closes his eyes. The boy she threw away begins writing his own story. Dawn of resolve. Following morning, Oberlin Bus Park. Matthew wakes at first light, joints aching. Street sweepers push mounds of rubbish into bins. Morning traders set up tables. He stands, dusts himself, squares his shoulders. Matthew, to himself, if nobody will keep me, I'll keep myself. He scans for opportunity. A man struggling to unload crates of soft drinks. Matthew jogs over. Matthew, respectfully, sir, let me help, for any small change. The man eyes him, shrugs, nods. Matthew lifts a crate. Heavy, but he grits teeth and carries it to the stall. One crate becomes two, then three, sweat soaking his shirt. When they finish, the vendor hands him 500 Nigerian nairas and half a bottle of chilled Coke. Vendor smiles, you work hard. Come tomorrow. Matthew sips the Coke, sweet, cold hope sliding down a parched throat. He stares at the coin notes in his hand, tiny but earned. Something inside him straightens. He looks toward the mainland skyline, where rich estates pierce the morning haze. The path from this bridge to those mansions is impossibly long, but for the first time since yesterday's rain, he believes it can be crossed. Montage. Over 6 years, ages 14-20. Oshodi Bus Park, 5 a.m. Matthew, now 15, wipes sleep from his eyes and rushes between Danfo buses, shouting, Mile 2. Straight. He earns 50 Nigerian nairas for each passenger he steers toward the right queue. Elasa Car Wash, noon sun. Hose in one hand, rag in the other. Matthew scrubs mud from a banker's SUV. Soapy water runs into his worn trainers. The banker flicks Matthew a careless 200 Nigerian nairas note. Matthew bows in thanks, pockets it like gold. Balaga Market, evening. Matthew shoulders a 50-kilo sack of onions for a market woman. Back muscles ache, but he flashes a polite grin. Ma, where to? She nods, impressed. You carry like 2 men. Under Eco Bridge, midnight. Matthew spreads cardboard, rolls up his threadbare jacket as a pillow. He pulls Franklin's photo from an inner pocket and whispers, Still here, Dad. Horns wail overhead. The city never shuts its eyes. Repeat the cycle. Seasons spin. Hamatan dust. April rains. Muscles harden. Resolve hardens more. The janitor with a plan. Age 20. Smart tech electronics. Surreal. Tinny Afrobeats leak from a rooftop radio. Matthew wheels a bucket down a cramped aisle of phone accessories and secondhand laptops. His blue janitor overalls hang loose on a frame now tall and sinewy. He scrubs the floor near the checkout counter where Natalia Parker, 19, rings up a customer. Natalia wears a cheap sunflower blouse, but her smile outshines every backlit phone screen behind her. The customer leaves. Natalia turns around and accidentally kicks Matthew's bucket. Sudsy water splashes her flats. Natalia, mortified, oh, I'm so sorry. Matthew, laughing gently, my fault. I parked the Atlantic Ocean in the wrong spot. Natalia giggles, hands over a wad of paper towels. Natalia, you joke while soaked. That's talent. Matthew shrugs, can't change the spill. Might as well change the mood. He notices her squinting at his name tag. M. Dawson. Natalia, soft Dawson. I've seen you sweep, mop, even fix the shop's generator when it coughed yesterday. You basically run this place. Matthew smiles, run? Nah, I'm learning. One day I'll own a place bigger than this. For now, I shine floors so my dream can see itself clearly. Natalia studies him, dirt smudged yet dignified. Something in her chest clicks. Lunch on the stairs. Back stairwell, same day. During break, Natalia unwraps 2 puffs and a sachet of pure water. She sits beside Matthew on a concrete step. Natalia, share with me? Matthew hesitates, then nods. They split the puffs. Matthew, between bites, where are you from? Natalia, Ibadan. Came to Lagos to help my aunt, then grabbed this sales job. Pays little, but every kobo counts. Matthew nods. I get it. I sleep under the bridge. Saves rent. Natalia's eyes mist. You live there? He shrugs lightly, embarrassed. Natalia, firm, that's temporary. I can feel it. You work too hard to stay under concrete forever. Her certainty surprises him, warms him. For the first time since childhood, he believes someone else believes in him. Seeds of a partnership. 2 weeks later, small corner of the store. Matthew waits after closing hours. Natalia emerges from the storeroom holding a shoebox. Natalia, whisper, my salary, Nigerian naira 18,000 after tax. I've saved half. Take 6,000 Nigerian nairas and buy those used phone charger from Alaba. You said sell fast. Matthew steps back, alarmed. I can't take your money. Natalia, it's not charity. It's partnership. We'll split profits 60/40ths. You did the market research, remember? Matthew chuckles, market research? I only watch customers ask every day. Got cheap chargers? Boss keeps saying no. Natalia smiles exactly. Supply what he ignores. She presses the cash into his palm. Their fingers brush. A quiet current flows. First flip. Early Saturday, Alaba International Market. Stalls sprawl like a mechanical jungle. Matthew negotiates with a bald trader. Trader, last price 5,800 Nigerian nairas for 10 pieces. Matthew, calculating Nigerian naira 500 and throw in 2 USB cables. The trader grumbles, but agrees. Matthew walks away clutching a nylon bag of chargers plus cables. Capital spent, heart hammering. Testing the waters. Monday morning, in front of Smart Tech before opening. Natalia pretends to rearrange a window display while Matthew, in plain clothes, hovers outside like a passerby. A customer approaches. Customer, do you sell budget chargers? Matthew smiles, low voice. I have quality London used ones. Nigerian naira 200 each. Guaranteed working. Customer looks skeptical. Natalia sticks her head out the door, acts surprised. Oh, those are good. I bought one last week. Charges fast. The endorsement seals it. The customer buys too. Matthew slips cash into his back pocket. Profit already. Counting gains. Evening, roadside kiosk. They sit on a wooden bench, sipping bottle malt. Matthew pours coins and notes onto the bench. Matthew, grinning, capital 5,500 Nigerian nairas. Sales 12,000 Nigerian nairas. Profit 6,500 Nigerian nairas in one day. He pushes 3,000 Nigerian nairas toward Natalia. Natalia, teasing, where's my 60%, boss? They laugh. Streetlights flicker on. Traffic murmurs like distant surf. Natalia, serious, Matthew, promise me one thing. Matthew, anything. Natalia, when your dream becomes skyscraper big, don't forget today's bench. Matthew folds his hand over hers. I'll build you a throne out of benches. Nights of dreams. Under Eco Bridge. Months pass. Matthew's inventory grows. Earphones, power banks, used tablets. The cardboard bed is now a makeshift stall. Sales happen even at night. Natalia visits after work, carrying Acura in newspaper. Samson, the lanky street boy from Act 1, now Matthew's closest ally, nods respectfully at her. Samson, to Natalia, your guy no day sleep again. He day calculate profit till cock crow. Natalia laughs. Money never sleeps, Sammy. Later, Matthew walks her to the bus stop. The moon hangs low. Yellow bulbs buzz overhead. Matthew, soft, every step I climb, you're the rail. Thank you. Natalia, quiet, climb faster then. I'm scared of heights. They share a shy laugh, and their first gentle hug before the bus whisks her away. Roof above friendship. Age 21. One-room boys' quarters, Bariga. A celebratory scene. Faded paint, but it's 4 walls and a zinc roof. Matthew unlocks the door, revealing a thin mattress, a second-hand fan, and boxes of unsold gadgets. Natalia claps joyfully. Natalia, Mr. Dawson, landlord of Bariga. Matthew, bows exaggeratedly, Madam Investor, welcome to headquarters. They lay the mattress on the floor and sit cross-legged, eating instant noodles cooked on a small electric hot plate, purchased from their own stock at cost price. Matthew, serious Nat, I know this is small, but will you keep building with me? Natalia's eyes soften. Yes, block by block, hand in hand. They pinky promise in the glow of a single fluorescent bulb. Their contract written in quiet devotion. Promise in the rain. One rainy Sunday, Yaba pedestrian bridge. Umbrellas bloom like flowers. Matthew and Natalia hurry across, but Matthew stops midway, rain soaking his shirt. Matthew, voice raised over thunder, 5 years ago, I begged clouds to stop crying over me. Today, let them witness this. He pulls out a simple silver ring bought from their latest profits. Natalia's hand flies to her mouth. Matthew, I may not have a palace yet, but I have a plan and a heart that chose you the day you kicked my mop bucket. Natalia, tears mixing with rain? Yes, Matthew. 1,000 times yes. He slips the ring on her finger. Passers-by cheer. Someone records on a phone. Unknown to them, the clip will later circulate online with the caption, Love under Lagos Rain. A dusty harmattan breeze rustles the broad mango leaves. Matthew wears Samson's neatly ironed cream shirt. Natalia glows in a simple ivory dress stitched by her aunt. Only 18 guests sit on borrowed plastic chairs, but the joy feels endless. Pastor Paul, do you, Matthew, promise? Matthew, eyes locked on hers with all I have and hope to have. Pastor Paul, you may kiss the bride. Applause, bird songs, and a ripe mango plops at their feet as if heaven says, Amen. Hustle, hand in hand. 2 weeks later, they squat on the floor of their rented boys' quarters, penciling numbers. Natalia, we have 15,000 Nigerian nairas left from the gifts. Matthew, I'll flip faulty phones, you handle sales. Days blur. Matthew studies YouTube repair clips at night, fixes by dawn, and sells by noon. Natalia tweets discounts. Customers flood their stall because her smile is warny enough. Profit doubles, then triples. Sleep becomes optional. Teamwork, non-negotiable. First big break. 8 months on, a rusty 1997 Corolla sits in Oshodi spare parts lane. Seller, Nigerian Naira 750K, last price. Matthew, sweating Nigerian Naira 640K, and you throw in extra spark plugs. Keys change hands. Natalia cheers from the pavement. They drive over 3rd Mainland Bridge at sunset, wind in their hair, radio shouting never give up. The bridge that once sheltered Matthew now salutes his progress. Montage of climbing steps. Quick flashes. Mandin Smart Fix, banner on a tidy corner shop in Yaba. Customers queue for honest gadgets, while Matthew swaps phone screens in record time. A modest peach bungalow in Ikorodu. Natalia twirls in the empty living room. Construction helmets, site visits, signatures. Their first duplex flip nets 24 million Nigerian nairas. Alexis RX glides past Lekki toll gate. Olivia's baby seat rattles with giggles. Family selfie on top of Burj Khalifa. Caption, bridge to the clouds. Each scene ends with Matthew whispering, thank you, Nat. Each time she replies, keep climbing. I'm right here. Love paid forward. Age 32. They stand on the balcony of their brand new Banana Island mansion. Glass railings, lagoon view, and a transplanted mango tree in the yard to remind them of day one. Olivia, 7, and Ethan, 5, race across the marble floor with superhero capes made from Natalia's scarves. Natalia, laughing, those scarves cost dollars, you know. Matthew, kissing her hand, we can buy more scarves. I can't buy another you. He hands her a velvet box. Inside, a diamond tennis bracelet. Natalia, soft gasp, it's beautiful. Matthew, not half as beautiful as a woman who turned 50 naira chargers into an empire. They clink glasses of pineapple juice. Matthew, from street dust to island sand. Still, I'd sleep under that bridge again if it meant finding you. Natalia, good thing you don't have to. You build us a home and a story worth telling. The camera pulls back. Twilight paints the lagoon gold. Children's laughter drifts upward, and the mango trees leave sway, standing witness to a love that started small and grew wealthy without forgetting its roots. The breath that ran out. Private Oncology Ward, Lagoon Hospital, Lagos, 10 p.m. Machines hum like restless crickets. Matthew Dawson, 44, once broad-shouldered, now gaunt, sits propped against white pillows. An oxygen tube snakes under his nose. Natalia, 42, strokes his arm. Benjamin, 16, and Grace, 14, perch on the visitor's sofa, pretending homework. Dr. Ola enters, holding a CT scan printout. Natalia stands, hope clinging to her eyes. Dr. Ola, gentle, it's stage 4, Mrs. Dawson. The tumor has spread to both lungs. Natalia, so chemo? Surgery? Dr. Ola, we can slow it, but the type is aggressive. 6 months, maybe less. Grace drops her pen. Benjamin stiffens. Matthew squeezes Natalia's hand. His voice is sandpaper. Matthew, kids, come here. They gather round. Matthew, soft, remember our bridge story? Life gave us dust, we built castles. Now he taps his chest. One wall is crumbling. Don't fear the rubble. Rebuild. Grace bursts into tears. Benjamin nails his gaze to the floor, jaw flexing. Goodbye gifts. Mansion study, 2 months later. Stacks of files litter Matthew's desk. He dictates into his phone while Natalia records on another device. Matthew, weak but focused, letter 1 for Ben. Son, carry people the way cranes lift blocks. Careful, steady, never to drop. Letter 2 for Grace. Baby girl, your laughter funded my healing more than any drug. Letter 3 for Nat. No words equal what you gave me, so I leave you proof. Every deed, every password, every share certificate. You are the empire. He stops, coughing blood-flecked mucus. Natalia wipes his lips. Natalia, whisper, rest now. Matthew, half smile, rest later. Finish first. Final sunrise. Master bedroom, dawn next day. Harmattan haze turns the window gold. Matthew asks to sit in a chair, facing the lagoon. Natalia helps him up. Matthew, voice thin as thread, I can smell mango blossoms. Natalia, trees flowering early. It waits for you. He watches the sun breach the horizon, then exhales once, twice, and is still. Natalia presses his palm to her cheek, sobbing quietly until Benjamin enters, drops to his knees, and howls. Grace collapses against the wall, screaming, Daddy, no. Funeral of a king. St. Saviour's Cathedral, Ikoyi, 2 weeks later. Business titans, celebrities, even street boys Matthew once fed fill the pews. A projector flashes photos. Young Matthew selling chargers. Older Matthew cutting the ribbon of Mandan Tower. Always Natalia beside him. Outside, reporters jostle. A black Lexus pulls up. Door opens. Vivian Harper, 65, steps out. Expensive lace gown, yet the fabric can't hide years of bitterness etched on her face. Gasps ripple. Isn't that his mother who vanished? She strides down the aisle just as the priest says, let us rise. Positioning herself in the front row, she dabs imaginary tears with a monogrammed handkerchief. Natalia, seated beside the casket, freezes. Grace whispers, Mom, who is that? Natalia's voice cracks. Your grandmother. When service ends, mourners line up to condole. Vivian reaches Natalia, clasps her hands dramatically. Vivian loud, for everyone, my dear, we share the same grief. Is my son we bury today. Natalia withdraws her hands. Natalia, low, madam. He called you mother, only in prayers you never answered. Vivian's smile hardens. Time heals, child. Natalia, time exposes. Vivian walks away, eyes glittering like wet granite. Legal earthquake. Mandan Corporate HQ, Victoria Island. 1 week later. Natalia meets the board. Bang. Doors swing open. A courier hands her an envelope sealed with a court stamp. Courier, service of process. Mrs. Vivian Harper versus estate of Matthew Dawson. Hands trembling, Natalia reads. Claimant asserts sole next of kin status. Seeks transfer of all assets, citing customary law of filial inheritance. Boardroom erupts. Samson. Now, so she abandoned him. Any judge will throw this out. Natalia. Maybe. But lawsuits eat cash and time. And headlines. Her phone pings. A blogger's tweet already blares. Mother sues widow for Banana Island fortune. 10,000 retweets in an hour. The harassment begins. Mansion gate, dusk. Natalia returns from court prep to screaming. Vivian stands outside the gate with 2 police officers. Vivian, to officers, theatrically there. She's occupying my late son's property. Trespass. Natalia approaches. Natalia, steady, officers. I have title documents registered in my name and my children's trust. Please verify. She hands photocopies. Officers examine. Vivian fumes. Officer, Ma, the documents are valid. This is a civil matter. We can't evict them. Vivian hisses. I'll see you in court. Grace peers from upstairs window, frightened. Benjamin clenches fists. Blackmail calls. Kitchen, midnight. Phone rings. Unknown number. Natalia, hello. Vivian, voice distorted, withdraw your defense. Transfer 40% shares to me. Or watch dirty secrets leak. Matthew's Bridge Boy beginnings. Your overnight fortune. Natalia's laugh is bitter. Natalia, bridge beginnings are our crown, not dirt. Post them. They'll inspire, not shame. Vivian snaps, you'll regret this. Call ends. Natalia sinks to the floor, tears finally spilling. Benjamin rushes in. Benjamin, Mum, we're with you. Dad faced Lego streets. We can face one old woman. Natalia hugs him fiercely. Strain on home front. Banana Island, 2 months later. Legal fees stack like bricks. Media drones hover. Grace's schoolmates whisper, gold digger family. She stops eating lunch. Benjamin shouts at paparazzi, gets suspended for punching a classmate, calling Nana a thief. One evening, Natalia finds Grace slicing out magazine photos of happy families. Natalia, soft baby, what are you doing? Grace, tear-streaked, making a photo album of a life without drama. Natalia's heart breaks. She remembers Matthew's voice note. Protect them with love. Boardroom storm. Mandan Tower, 18th floor. Investors grow jittery. Share price dips. Samson briefs Natalia. Samson, if news keeps bleeding, expansion project pauses. Natalia, pinching bridge of nose we hold. Dad taught us storms pass. She steps into the glass-walled boardroom. Investor, widow, lawsuits, family scandal, bad optics. Natalia, calm but firm, optics don't build phones or homes. Our Q2 profits are solid. Matthew's vision hasn't changed because gossip has. Her poise silences them, temporarily. A memory that burns. Attic of the mansion, late night. Searching for old audit files, Natalia discovers a dusty shoebox. Inside, Matthew's childhood notebook, dated 15, the year he slept under Eco Bridge. Scribbled on the cover. A mother's absence writes a son's syllabus. Pages recount hunger, rain, resolve, and a final entry. If she ever returns for what I built, this diary is Exhibit A. Natalia's eyes widen. Evidence of abandonment in Matthew's own words. Handwritten, time-stamped truth. She clutches the diary to her chest. This can end her tyranny. Courtroom teaser. High Court of Lagos. Preliminary hearing. Judge Adigun presides. Vivian's lawyer, Mr. Khalad, oozes confidence. Khalad. My client gave birth, nurtured, therefore inherits. Defense lawyer Ada. For Natalia, she abandoned at 14. No contact until funeral. We have diary entries, voice recordings, eyewitnesses. Judge sets trial for 6 weeks later. Vivian smirks at Natalia across the aisle. Vivian low, venomous 6 weeks till you pack. Natalia, quiet steel, 6 weeks till you learn what motherhood means. House raid attempt. For days later, Vivian arrives with men in matching black jackets labeled private enforcement. They wave a dubious eviction order. Security guard hesitates. Natalia descends a porch steps, phone camera already recording. Natalia, loud, this is illegal enforcement. Police have ruled no eviction pending trial. Leader, sneer, orders from the real madam. Benjamin steps beside his mother, tall like Matthew. Benjamin, touch one brick, and social media lights up. Grace appears too, live streaming on her phone. Comments explode. Leave them alone. Justice for Dawson family. The enforcers retreat, grumbling. Vivian, inside her car, slams the dashboard. Camera zooms. Millions view her rage in real time. Toll on Natalia. Bathroom, 3 a.m. Water runs. Natalia stares at her reflection. Dark circles ring her eyes. Flashback. Matthew's last night. Rest later. Finish first. She whispers, I'm finishing, love, but I'm tired. Phone buzzes. A message from unknown. Drop the case or we leak your bank statements. Natalia deletes it, exhales. Hands trembling, she opens Matthew's diary again, drawing strength from each line, each boyhood vow. Kids fight back. Grace's school auditorium. Annual debate finals. Topic: families defined by love, not blood. Grace volunteers last minute. She stands before peers, voice steady. Grace, blood only starts life, love sustains it. My father's blood was O positive, but his heart pumped generosity. My mother shares no DNA with him, yet she shares every dream he dared. Teachers exchange glances. This is more than a debate. It is a public testimony. Grace wins first prize. Clip goes viral. Hashtag love over blood trends. Vivian's supporters on social media shrink. Dark of the soul. Rainy evening. Matthew's graveside. Natalia kneels, umbrella tossed aside. Rain soaking her hair. Natalia, sobbing. I'm strong in daylight, Matt, but nights are heavy. If you can hear, guide me. Thunder answers. She stands, resolve crystallizing. Building the shield. Home study. Natalia, Benjamin, Grace, Samson. Lawyer Ada gather. Ada will subpoena the diary. Phone voice notes. Clinic records proving no maternal contact. Samson gathers X-Street boys Matthew mentored. Eyewitnesses of abandonment. Benjamin compiles social impact reports, showing Natalia's key role in the business. Grace volunteers to read a portion of the diary in court. Natalia, looking around, this isn't about money. It's about truth standing taller than greed. Samson nods, let's build that tower. Heads bow together in silent pact. Vivian's last throw. Vivian's apartment night. Vivian paces. Claude warns her. Diary evidence strong. Suggest settlement. Vivian snarls, I did not crawl back after 30 years for scraps. I birthed him. I own him. She orders a forged document claiming she paid Matthew's school fees for 2 years. The forger says extra risk equals extra cost. She flings a wad of cash. Outside, a junior clerk records the conversation on his phone. Insurance for unpaid wages. Cliffhanger. Dawn before full trial. Natalia dons a navy suit, Matthew's favorite color. Benjamin tightens his tie. Grace clips a mango-shaped pendant on her blouse. Grace, smiling for Dad. Natalia exhales for truth. They exit the mansion as sunrise paints the lagoon rose gold. Cameras flash. Reporters shout questions. Natalia raises her hand, steady as a lighthouse. Natalia, today, love meets betrayal in court. Watch which one endures. The family car pulls away, cutting through morning mist toward the courthouse, toward Act 5, where justice or ruin awaits. Revelation in the attic. Night drapes the mansion in quiet. Natalia, sleepless, rifles through Matthew's old briefcase. Hidden beneath share certificates lies a flash drive labeled for emergency only. She plugs it into her laptop. A folder pops up, letters plus voice notes. She clicks the first recording. Matthew's familiar baritone fills the room. Matthew recorded, if this reaches a court, know my mind was clear. The woman who gave me life threw me away. The woman who gave me hope gave me everything. My wife and children are my only true legacy. Tears streak Natalia's cheeks, but her eyes harden with purpose. Thank you, love. This is our shield. Courtroom showdown. High Court of Lagos is packed. Journalists, investors, curious citizens. Hashtag placards flash outside. Hashtag family versus greed. Vivian sits at the plaintiff's table, diamond earrings glittering like tiny daggers. Defense lawyer Ada calls Natalia to the stand. Camera phones rise. Ada, Mrs. Dawson, do you have any statement from your late husband? Natalia, steady, Yes, your lordship. An audio recorded 3 weeks before his death. She hands a speaker to the clerk. The courtroom hushes, the play button clicks. Matthew's voice pours out, every word crisp. Gasps ripple. A blogger live streams the moment. Viewers climb past 1 million in 10 minutes. Vivian's face drains of color. She stands abruptly. Vivian shouting lies. Fabrication. Judge Adigun bangs gavel order. Sit down, Madam Harper. Ada produces notarized letters in Matthew's handwriting, plus the childhood diary entry. A mother's absence writes a son's syllabus. Forensic expert confirms authenticity. Verdict and karma. After a tense recess, the judge returns. Judge Adigun. The court finds Vivian Harper's claim fraudulent. Evidence shows willful abandonment, forged documents, and perjury. Consequently, all asset claims are dismissed. Bailiffs take her into custody for criminal proceedings. 2 officers cuff Vivian. Cameras flash. Her shrill protests echo uselessly. Twitter erupts. Hashtag karma serve cold trends worldwide. Samson pumps a fist. Benjamin hugs his sister, whispering, Dad won. Grace replies, Mum won. Natalia only clasps her locket, murmuring, Love won. Sunset promise. That evening, golden light bathes the Banana Island mansion. Natalia, Benjamin, and Grace step onto the balcony. Lagoon waves shimmer like molten bronze. The transplanted mango tree rustles below, quiet applause from nature. Benjamin leans on the rail. Mom, is it over? Natalia, soft smile, the storm is. The building stands. Grace slides her hand into hers. What now? Natalia gazes at the skyline Matthew once faced with empty pockets. She exhales a thankful sigh. Natalia, whisper, he built an empire from nothing, and he built it with love. We will protect it with the same love. They stand shoulder to shoulder as the sun dips. Drones capture the silhouette. By morning, the image is everywhere, captioned with viral tags. Hashtag son she abandoned. Hashtag love built this empire. Hashtag Natalia the true wife. Hashtag karma serve cold. And below each post, thousands comment one word, justice.